올해 인도가 K9 자주포 바지라 100문을 추가 도입하면서 인도 국방부는 K9 자주포 바지라 T 도입을 위한 절차를 개시했습니다. K9 바지라 100문은 구자라트주의 L&T 생산시설에서 제조되고 있습니다. 인도의 K9 바지라 추가 구매는 중국과의 국경 분쟁 때문에 결정되는데요. 인도의 K9에 대한 신뢰감은 폴란드에 뒤지지 않을 정도로 막강합니다. 중국과 국경 분쟁을 겪고 있는 인도는 중국군과 국경 지역에서 수차례 난투를 벌인 뒤 무기를 증강 배치하고 있는 실정입니다. 이미 300문의 K9 바지라를 도입한 바 있는 인도군은 국경 분쟁 지역인 라다크에서의 성능 평가를 성공하자 중국 제압용으로 고화력 무기들을 집중시켜 추가 배치를 계획한 것입니다. K9 바지라는 K9 자주포의 인도 수출형 모델인데요. K9 자주포를 인도의 더위와 사막지형, 산악지형 등을 모두 고려해 완벽하게 개량한 것이죠. 2017년 인도가 K9 자주포를 100대 구입하던 당시 한화는 인도에서 러시아 자주포와 경합했습니다. 통상 언덕 주행 평가는 콘크리트로 만든 일정 경사각 도로를 사용하지만 인도의 요청은 달랐습니다. 거센 바람이 몰아쳐 앞을 분간하기 어려울 정도로 열악하고 가파른 모래 언덕을 올라가야 하자 몇 차례 시도를 하다가 러시아는 포기하고 말았습니다. 하지만 K9 자주포는 그 혹독한 테스트를 통과했죠. 인도는 중국을 상대하기 위해 당연히 K9에 의지할 수밖에 없는데요. 인도 현지 방송은 K9 바지라에 대해 자세히 분석하며 그 성능에 대한 자신감을 드러냅니다. 현재 인도군의 자존심이라 불리는 K9 자주포는 현지 상황을 방송으로 보실 수 있습니다.
Now the Indian Army has significantly bolstered its own firepower along the frontier with China.
One of India's newest big guns seen here in the tense eastern Ladakh standoff zone. For over a year or so, these tracked 155mm artillery guns have proven their mettle. This is the K9 Vajra T, built by Indian private sector giant Larsen & Toubro, far away in Hazira, Gujarat. But so impressed is the Indian Army with these guns and their ability to adapt from hot desert conditions to the icy altitudes of Ladakh that the Indian Army is all set to repeat its order for 100 more of these. The Larsen & Toubro factory that builds these monster weapons does so under license from a Korean company. But the K9 Vajra is now increasingly indigenous with very little outside help. Prime Minister Modi, who hails from Gujarat, put a personal stamp on the K9 when he rode in one during a ceremony. The factory has delivered the first order of 100 guns to the Indian Army, and the production line is still warm and buzzing. Therefore, the second order for 100 more guns will be delivered at a much faster rate. The Army's experience with the gun has been valuable to the makers. Deploying it beyond its intended terrain from the deserts of Rajasthan to the freezing heights of Ladakh, these lessons will go into the next batch of K9s manufactured, including additional winter proofing and modifications to make them even more effective at high altitudes. The K9 has already proven its mettle in India's most hostile battlefield, providing highly mobile artillery support to any possible outbreak of conflict on the restive line of actual control with China.
At present, Indian Army has 5 regiments of K9 Vajra with 20 guns constituting a regiment, 18 in action and 2 in reserve. As per Lieutenant General P. Ravi Shankar, former Director General of Artillery, if you don't have at least 10 more regiments of self-propelled artillery, you will fall short all over the border. Considering the tense situation across the borders of India with China and Pakistan, India needs more artillery guns. The production line by L&T for K9 Vajra has been sitting idle for months as there are no follow-on orders. Even though designed for desert, these guns have performed exceedingly well in high altitude. Impressed with its performance, a full regiment of these howitzers were deployed in eastern Ladakh. Indian Army need more of these guns for its northern, western and central command. Indian Army has planned to eventually procure 300 K9 Vajra guns. The next 200 guns, which worth around 9,600 crore rupees, will be procured in 2 batches, with each batch consisting of 100 guns. The Jayant Patil, member of Executive Committee of L&T, has reported to Financial Express that the repeat order of K9 Vajra is currently in the acquisition pipeline and the contract conclusion is expected during the financial year 2023. The new K9 Vajras will feature a modified and uprated engine for ease of operation at high altitude and cold desert conditions. Army has already procured the winterization kit for the existing K9 Vajras to ensure that these systems perform optimally in extreme cold weather conditions of the mountains. There are 9 items including batteries, oils and lubricants which need to be insulated from extreme temperatures and don't freeze at -20 degrees Celsius, which the kits cater for. The next batch of Vajras will come with winterization kits from the day one. Now talking about the K9 Vajra, it is a self-propelled 155 mm howitzer based on South Korean K9 Thunder. The K9 Vajra weighs around 47 to 50 ton with a maximum speed of 67 km per hour. Its maximum firing range varies from 18 to 54 km depending upon the type of ammunition used. It can also fire the X caliber rounds. The projectiles are loaded into the ammunition tray by an automatic loading system and are ready to fire. The K9 has a stowage of 48 155 mm projectiles. K9 uses a digital fire control system by which it can fire multiple rounds that can impact a given area at the same time. In burst mode, it can fire 3 rounds in 15 seconds with a maximum rate of fire of 6 to 8 rounds a minute for 3 minutes. In sustained mode, it can fire 2 to 3 rounds a minute for 1 hour. The gun traverse is around 70 degrees to -2.5 degrees with 360 degrees of rotation. The night vision is offered as a standard in all the variants of K9. The K9 crew consists of 5 soldiers which is completely protected by all welded steel armor which can withstand 14.5 mm armor piercing shots, 152 mm shell fragments and anti-personnel mines, as well as providing comprehensive nuclear, biological and chemical protection. The howitzer is powered by 8-cylinder water-cooled diesel engine built by MTU having power-to-weight ratio of 21 horsepower per ton. It gives Vajra an operational range of 480 km and speed of 67 km per hour.
A repeat order for made in India equipment means industry gets to think bigger, boosts investment in indigenous weaponry and moves the country much closer to that elusive ideal of self-reliance in defense. Bureau Report, India Today.
여러분의 소중한 의견을 남겨주세요. 바쁘시더라도 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 지금까지 단골이시였습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.